A very important question. What is a panic attack? If you're currently struggling to overcome chronic panic issues, anxiety disorders, this is something that you should have a very firm understanding of. You should really know exactly what's going on behind the scenes because it'll make it that much easier for you to overcome your panic issues. So what is a panic attack? Well, it's a sudden feeling of acute, disabling anxiety. Okay, well, at least that's the textbook definition. But I don't think this clears things up too much, so let's go a little deeper into it. Panic attacks are extremely unpleasant emotional states. They can happen to anyone, at any time, and for just about any reason. Symptoms include a racing heart, hyperfocus, chest pains, perhaps you're going to feel a sense of terror or impending doom. But what's actually going on behind the scenes of all this? A panic attack is just the fight or flight response. That's it. Your mind is perceiving danger, and it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do when you're in danger. It releases adrenaline so that you can either fight for your life or run like the wind. That's it. It's pretty straightforward. Let's not forget, only a few generations ago, our ancestors had real life and death dangers to deal with all around them every moment of every day of their lives. And it was often the fight or flight response that meant the difference between life and death. Thankfully, most of us no longer face these sorts of life or death scenarios on a regular basis. But we do have other relatively minor stresses in our lives. Stresses that, while maybe not life-threatening, do cause the release of adrenaline and other stress hormones. Over time, these stresses can accumulate and trigger that hardwired fight or flight response that exists in each and every one of us. When these seemingly spontaneous bursts of energy occur, your conscious mind is going to look for something to fight with or run from. Of course, if there's nothing to focus all of that energy on, you may invent things to be scared of. Your symptoms themselves can become the focal point. Your pounding heart, your shortness of breath, your sudden numbness. All of these things can serve to make your panic attacks worse. Or perhaps you're just going to focus externally. You might just focus on being stuck in traffic, the people that you're talking to, scenarios around you. It can be anything, really. Whatever it is, you will convince yourself that something is wrong. And not knowing what that something is only fuels your panic to make it worse. So what can you do about them? Well, the very first step you want to do is stop calling them panic attacks. Seriously, the language that you use to describe your situation can have a huge effect on how you're experiencing it. It's just an adrenaline rush. Which would you rather be experiencing right now? Having a rush of energy or being under attack? Given this scenario, I think I'm going to choose choice B. So it's just a matter of framing it. The first step to overcoming your panic attacks is putting them in the proper mental frame so that you can process this situation in a way that's more pleasurable. And in time, this habit of seeing this in a different light, of changing your perspective on it, is going to have a huge effect on overcoming your panic attacks. If you have any further questions regarding panic attacks, you can certainly feel free to leave any comments below. I like to address questions directly on my blog, livepanicfree.com. And if you found this video useful, by all means, do me a favor, just give it a like or give it a share, or even just tell me what improvements you'd like to see. I really do appreciate feedback of all types.